Ooh, man. Hello everybody and welcome back to Gaming Central. We are here to rank every single Stranger Things Season 5 character on this tier list. Now, as we all know, Season 5 of Stranger Things just came out recently, and me and Jack have both officially finished what is considered to be Volume 1 of Stranger Things Season 5. I'm not going to give too many spoilers on it, but I will say it was phenomenal for what it was. I'm very excited for the next 4 episodes. But yeah, we're just going to start ranking off every single character, giving my opinions on it. I am quite scared of doing this tier list because there's plenty of diehard Stranger Things fans that will probably come and kill me if I say one too many wrong things about their favorite character. So just know that I'm a random guy on the internet, and please do not attack me for my own opinions, especially since it's been 3 years since I've watched Stranger Things. And even though, yes, I literally just finished watching episode 4 of Stranger Things, season 5, I am not the best at ranking characters from shows, because sometimes I just don't pay attention to the nitty-gritty details, which other people might yell at me for not paying attention to. But we're not going to talk about it right now. We're going to first start off with Murray, who I'm pretty sure he showed up in season 4. I don't know if he showed up in season 3. I only remember him from season 4. And right now in the show, he doesn't do a whole lot. In episode 4, he did a bunch more, but really all he was at the time, during season 4, he mostly just didn't do an insane amount. Obviously he offered or got people different supplies and all that, but he didn't really do much stuff outside of that, except for the end of episode 4. But overall, I do like Murray. I like his character. I think he's funny. I think he's overall just a pretty solid character, but again, he hasn't done too much for him to get a spot in the A tiers, but we'll put him at the top of B tier because I still very much like Murray. Now we have Joyce. Joyce, I cannot tell where I'm actually going to put her. I can't tell if I want to put her in A tier or S tier. I think I'm going to put her in S tier because Joyce has been a team player all the way since season 1. So yeah, I think I'm going to definitely put her in S tier. She is also just a super iconic character from Stranger Things. I overall just really like Joyce, and Joyce is just great. I don't know much else to say, but she's just great. Now we have Hopper. I'm also putting in S tier. If you put Joyce in S tier, you're putting Hopper in S tier. Hopper is just great, especially in season 5, which I probably should have talked about for Joyce, but I guess we'll talk about them together, I guess. I think they're overall just super great in season 5. Hopper, if anything, I think is better than Joyce, especially during episode 4. I'm going to be talking a lot about episode 4 because, again, I just watched it, so it's the most fresh in my mind. But during episode 4, I'm going to try my best to not get into too many spoilers. But at the end of episode 4, not season 4, episode 4, I really liked what Hopper was going to do with the certain vest he was carrying on. Again, I'm not trying to get into too many spoilers, but then again, I'm assuming everybody watching this video has already seen the show. But just in case, for the people who haven't seen the show yet, or haven't watched all of season 5 yet, I got you. I won't give you too many spoilers. But then again, it was very heartwarming, very sad, and I was very much expecting him for his time to be up in that moment, if you can understand what I'm trying to say here. So yeah, he'll go in S tier because, again, even though he was in season 5, he's in every other season, and I think he was great in every other season as well. So yeah, he stays at the very top of S tier. 11 is basically I wouldn't say the main focus, of course, for the first 4 seasons, I guess you could say, because again, everything evolved around her, and not so much. It kind of does still evolve around her, but not really. But I think she's still a great character. I loved her in the first 4 seasons, and I think she's great in the season 5. I'm very excited to see how her character continues to develop, especially after the events that took place at the end of episode 4, which we'll talk about very, very soon, or very later at the very end, as you could probably see here. But yeah, I think she's great. I think she's over really nice. I like her cool, like, psychic powers and everything. I think it's all really cool, really freaky, and overall just pretty great. S tier as well. Now we have Mike. Mike is interesting because I feel like out of, like, the main group of boys in this, he's probably on the lower side in terms of who's great, and also one of my, like, in terms of favorites. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this. A tier. Mike is great. However, sometimes I think he can be kind of annoying. But at the same time, at the same time, I think he's great. He's been in every single season. Was basically I wouldn't say he's the main character, but he basically was for, like, at least season 1, 2. I don't know. It's been so long since it's been almost over 3 years since I've seen the first 4 seasons, so I might be a little bit rough on my knowledge. I'm mostly going off the recap, like the 5-minute recap they showed at the very start of season 5. But yeah, as far as what I remember, he was great, but I definitely think he was kind of annoying. Dustin's an interesting one because at the very first start of season 5, I wasn't the biggest fan of him for some reason. I loved out of the original, like, 4 kids, originally not including 11, Dustin was my favorite for the first 4 seasons. Absolutely loved him. Start of season 5, I couldn't tell if I actually really liked. I mean, I thought he was kind of annoying. Definitely on the lower end. I was like, well, I don't know if I like Dustin, but then he quickly shaped up when it really mattered, and now I think he's overall great, and is probably now my second favorite of the group. Like, in terms of, like, the 4 OG kids, definitely my second favorite. I'll talk about my favorite here in a little bit. I think he'll go in. Do I want to go put him in? No, I don't think I want to. I can't tell. I can't tell if I'm actually making the right decision here or not. But who knows? We can come back to this. We can come back to changing the rankings if we really feel like it. But anyway, let's move on to Lucas, who is probably my least favorite of the original 4. I kind of just think he's kind of boring and not super interesting. I think his little sister is really funny, who was also on this tier list, so we'll talk about that later. Lucas is great, but in terms of the original 4, I just can't think of anything remarkable, at least that can come to mind. If anyone wants to, like, give me all the details about him in the comments, that'd be great. But I don't know. I really don't want to do this, because, again, there's probably going to be some diehard fan that's going to be yelling at me in the comments. But, again, I don't care. Top beat. This is what withdrawal feels like. I can't tell if I actually feel good about doing this. You know what? Screw it. It's my list. It's my list. Again, we can change this if we want to. We'll keep him a B. How about? Will, not to get into spoilers. All right, not to get into spoilers. S tier. That's all I'm gonna say. Behind Hopper, because I love Hopper. Like, to the day I die, I think Hopper's one of the best characters in the entire show. However, Will, season 1 through 4, 5. We've stepped up big time for Will. I love Will now, especially, again, I'm trying really hard not to get into spoilers. Very end of episode 4, perfection. This is the literal, like, if we took Will from basically any other season, he'd probably be like right there. Season 5 has completely saved him. I love him. Will is amazing. Will is perfection. Now we have Max, who, I don't know. Again, I don't really know how to, like, not get into spoilers, because this is basically spoilers. Like, Max entirely is spoilers, basically. So I guess I'll just throw this in here real quickly, I guess, for anyone who I guess doesn't really care. But spoiler warning, Max comes back, but not in the way you think. I'm not going to explain how, but Max comes back. It's kind of brief. I mean, not really brief, but she gives us a lot of intel of what the situation is now in season 5, or sort of. But she's overall great, but then again, we don't see a whole lot of her, and other than basically just like telling the audience, hey, this is happening, and this is why, and so-and-so. But other than that, she doesn't really do a whole lot, which, makes sense, because it's not technically her. It is, but physically is not her. For the people who have actually watched season 5, I think can understand what I'm trying to say here. So she hasn't really okay, now I'm conflicted, because now I'm starting to remember, like, she actually did stuff, but, like, B tier, we're moving on. Now we have Nancy, Jonathan, Steven, Robin, Vicky. We're putting Vicky because I don't know who the hell this person is. I'm pretty sure Robin likes Vicky. Vicky, I'm pretty sure, is in the show for a total of 5 seconds. We'll put in D tier because I'm a nice person. I don't really remember who this person is. We're just going to put her in D tier because I don't know who this person is. Now we have Nancy. We have Nancy and Jonathan. Actually, okay. Nancy, I'm going to be a little honest with you. Nancy, I don't really care. I don't really care about her all too much. Like, I can't think of one super noteworthy thing that she has done in the show so far. Literally everybody above her has done things. I can't think of a single thing she has done. I don't remember what she did in seasons 1 through 4. And I can't think of really many things that she did during season 5. Except for it being a reason for Jonathan and Steve to argue. I think I called him Steven at one point. It's Steve. But Jonathan and Steve have a big argument. I think it's about Nancy. And I think that's literally like the most I can think of. Jonathan is great because of one singular thing. Originally, I wasn't the biggest fan of him. I think it was during season 4 because he would constantly get high and not do a whole lot. But now he's become a bit of a big man. At one point during season 5, when we see him obtain a particular item, or in possession of a particular item for, I'm guessing, a particular person. But overall, I think he's great. I think he's a lot better than he was in season 4. I don't remember if he was in season 3. I think it was only in season 4. Wait, I'm stupid. I think he's been in every single season. Again, it's been over 3.5 years since I've watched the original season 1 through 4 Stranger Things. I don't remember. My mind's kind of blank. Please help me. However, based on just season 5, he's great. I love him. Top of B tier. Steve, S tier. I don't think there's much need to say about here. In the first 4 seasons, he was basically just like the father figure for all the children, and I thought that was funny. Seeing all the memes and all that, that's pretty great. Actually, I do think it's kind of like Mike. He's kind of annoying at like a couple parts, but I can't tell, like, either he's at the bottom of S or he's at the top of A. I can't tell. I don't know. I can't tell. Somebody help me, please. No, forget it. We're just gonna put him right there. I can't tell. I'm probably gonna get yelled at. Yell at me if you want. We're just gonna keep him right here. How about Robin? Robin does things in this show. For some reason, it feels like she's constantly hitting on Will, and for no reason at all, because I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, actually, no, yeah, not remember correctly, she is a lesbian, I'm pretty sure. She likes her, and I'm pretty sure she likes her. However, for some reason, she is sometimes flirting with him. I don't know why. That might need to be investigated. I don't know. However, Robin is pretty solid. Robin does lots of things in this show, and Robin is overall really solid. Robin is A tier. Robin is above Mike. Alright, and now we are here with Henry and Vecna. Now, originally, I was going to rank these separately because they're the same person. But then I realized, no, that's a stupid idea, and we're going to rank them differently. Henry, alright, starting off with Henry. Henry is basically I wouldn't say the big bad. I mean, again, they're the same person. They're the same person. One's more or less creepy, and the other one literally just looks like a mutated Groot. We'll talk about that later. Henry, in terms of villain-wise, is kind of genius, but at the same time kind of dumb. Because he doesn't do... I mean, okay. I wouldn't say he doesn't do a lot, because obviously he does a lot. He's like the main thing that is like the main thing of this entire season so far. I think I'll put him in A. I'll put him like literally smack dab in the middle of A, because he does a lot. He's very interesting. He's very mysterious, and I think he's just overall a pretty cool character. I just don't see him very threatening, but I see him as very scary. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know. Half of this I'm actually just pulling out of my butt for YouTube commentary, basically. So we're just going to slap him right here in A, middle of A, and we'll move on for a day. I just realized all of that rhymed. That's great. Anyway, now we're moving on to Vecna, which is something I'm very scared of. Not because of the actual character, but how everyone's probably going to react of how I rank him. Alright, let me just lay this down real quickly. He is in the show for 5 minutes. He kills a bunch of people. He has a lot of aura when he comes out walking out of the main portal. He looks like a mutated Groot that is on some sort of medication, but is overdosed on it. He Mortal Kombat fatalities one random dude. He drops a crazy speech, basically just doing his a casual villain speech of explaining his entire plan, basically, and is then the motivation for Will being an S tier. However, which I mean, yes, out of all of that, he would be an S tier. However, let me dial it back here and read the fine print. He's in the show for 5 minutes. Vecna, the main villain. Yes, it's fine because we don't need to worry about Vecna because they basically talk about it almost the entire show. So it's almost as if he's always mentioned, and that's cool. I think that's really cool because it makes him even more threatening. And as you can clearly see, or what you could probably see from season 5, or at the end of episode 4, season 5, he is very scary, very dangerous. However, again, his actual character is in the show for 5 minutes, and then he leaves. He walks away and leaves. People are going to hate me for this. I actually can't tell if people are going to hate me for this. I can't tell if people are going to be really mad at me or not. Who knows? Maybe I made the greatest decision ever. Like a decision even better than creating world peace. I can't tell. I don't know. Moving on to Ted. Ted, S tier. Ted, F tier. Ted is useless. Actually, you know what? No, we'll put him next to Vicky. We'll give him some company in the D tier. Ted is a horrible person. Well, I wouldn't say a horrible person. Again, he is in the show for 5 minutes. He tries to fight a Demogorgon, which I think is pretty cool. However, I forgot what character it is, his name is. I think it was season 3. I don't even remember. I don't remember who it was. I don't remember his name. During editing, I'll show it up. Gaming Central editing team, show him, please. Thank you. He was cool because it was almost like a noble sacrifice. This guy literally hit the Demogorgon with a golf club, did 0 damage, and then just hit him with a single critical hit, swipe of the hand, and just killed him. Well, didn't kill him. I think he's alive. I think they took him to a hospital, but he gets like one-shotted by a Demogorgon, and then he's just out for the rest of the show. And he's also just a lousy, annoying father character person. So D tier for dad, but also for dumb, because I don't like you. However, Karen, on the other hand, Karen is great. Karen goes goes in B tier next to Lucas. She is up here because it's almost like a redemption arc, almost. Because, I mean, not really a redemption arc. I don't know how I like to describe this. I don't remember Karen a whole lot in previous seasons. I know she was a thing in the previous seasons. I can't remember how much she was of something in the previous seasons. But basically, she's B tier because of the cool scene that she does during, I think it's episode 2. Yes, episode 2, season 5. I'm not gonna get into too many spoilers, but I thought it was very sweet. I thought it was very wonderful, very heartbreaking to see it all happen. The events that happened, but I think it was, again, very cool. I think she's an interesting character, and at one point during the season, I mean, again, she's only brought up. I mean, I wouldn't say brought up, but like after said thing that happened to her, she was then in the show for only like a couple more minutes, and then after that, it's been radio silence. Hasn't really done much, but then again, she's in the hospital right now, all like and everything. But I think she's cool. I think she's decent. Actually, you know what? We'll just put her behind Murray, because I don't care about Nancy. I care about Karen. I care about everybody above here. I don't like Nancy because I don't care about Nancy. Fight me. Now we have Erica, Lucas's sister. I think she's kind of annoying, but then again, she's really funny. Season 4, I think, was the best in terms of Erica, because I'm pretty sure that was the only season she was in. I don't remember if she was in 3 or 2. I don't think she was in. I know for a fact she wasn't in 1. 2? I don't know. I only remember her from season 4. Season 4. And I thought she was great there. I think she's just okay, if not just a little bit worse, but only that's because I've only seen her less than her in season 4, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. But overall, I think she's just an overall decent character, B tier. We'll put her right below Lucas. How about? There we go. Now, we have new characters. Obviously, technically, Ted is a new character. I think. I don't remember if Ted's a new character. I don't remember. I don't care about Ted, though, so he can stay there. But now we're basically moving on to people that I can 100% say I did not know that, or were not really a new character, or are a new character in season 5, except for Holly. Holly does not count. But technically, yes, because I don't think she did anything during any other season at all. So she's technically a new character in my book. But first off, we have Dipshit Derek. Yes, I am going to call him Dipshit Derek, because that's basically exactly what they call him every single time for the first few episodes of the show. Or at least for season 5. Derek, I hate him. I hate him. But then episode 4, I have some respect for him now. I actually don't mind him. I don't think he's great, because again, he's kind of a douche to everybody. But then again, he's literally one of those type of characters that you hate, but then over time builds up to being a character that you like. He is clearly that character. It's very obvious that he is that character because of how horrible of a human being he basically is at such a young age. However, I think he's very funny because of that. So we'll put him next to Erica for B tier. I think he's decent. He has a lot of growth ahead of him. That, or they could just continue making him a just okay douchebag, which, I mean, I'd be perfectly fine with because that's kind of funny. Now we have Holly. Holly is like the main focus point of this season, sort of. Yes, because I think it was episode 2. Things happen to her, and then becomes like the main focal point, which then branches out into basically the rest of the show. Overall, she doesn't do a whole lot. She gets taken. But other than that, she doesn't. She experiences a lot of things, but doesn't do much. She just is along for the ride almost, basically. And other than that, I mean, she's okay. We'll put her with Karen. How about? Again, she's mostly just here along for the ride. She doesn't do a whole lot. Please don't attack me for this. But yeah, I think she's just, again, along for the ride, and hasn't done much. Mostly just been sitting back, relaxing, and watching everything play out, almost. Now we have Military Dude, which I didn't realize was like a serious character, like in this tier list. I have no idea how to pronounce that name. I can't even read that name. The only two noteworthy things I can remember him doing is fighting Hopper in 11 in the Upside Down during, I think, episode 3, and then getting folded by Vecna almost instantly. That, and also he's just a boring military person. F tier. Dr. K is like I don't even know what they're trying to do for the character. I think she's fine, but then again, she's on screen for 10 minutes, and half of that time was at the end of episode 4, and they kind of like make her seem like an intimidating, smart person that's gonna kill Hopper and everything, but then again just gets folded immediately in like the first like 5 minutes of fighting them, basically. She's just okay. We'll put her in D. I don't think she's actually that interesting. We have random soldier character Ackers. This dude is literally in the show again for 5 minutes, and the entire reason he is even in this show was to be bullied by 11 and Hopper. And that is it. Because when like the big fight with Dr. K, Hopper, and 11, and then Ackers shows up with all the other goons, again, all get folded like an omelet instantly. So he is pathetic and useless. And yeah, that's that. And now we have, finally, this is a major spoiler, so for anyone who has not watched the show at this point, just click away. Kylie? I don't know. She's a character that I completely forgot about. I think it was season 3 that she was in the show for a singular episode. She's kind of like I literally kind of like completely forgot who she was until they showed her, and then they showed like I think it was a flashback of the two, and I was like, oh hey, I understand that. That's that woman. That's that one girl from season 3. And that's literally all I know about her. That's all I remember about her. That's all I care about. That is the only thing I care about. I originally thought that this was just I didn't even know who this was at first, because again, she's bald. And in season 3, she's not bald. I don't know. I'm just pulling stuff out of my butt right now. But yeah, I literally do not care about this person. It's all boiling down to me not caring at all about this person, because she was in season 3 for a singular episode. They tried to make it all cool and unique and everything, and then bam, we never see her again. Shows up at the very end of episode 4, and it's just like, hey, I'm here. And we're just like, oh, okay. I thought something a lot more interesting was behind that giant metal door, that highly secured metal door. And it's just like, nope, it's just this person from season 3 that kind of explains a little bit about Eleven's backstory, sort of, not really, I think. I don't know. I wouldn't know because I don't care about her. But yeah, so D tier, because I don't really know this person, I don't really care about this person, and I'm disappointed that it's this person and not something a little bit more exciting or interesting that was behind the giant metal door that they were basically hyping up for like 2 whole episodes. Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my Stranger Things Season 5 characters tier list. If you disagree with any of these rankings, I don't really care. This is my list. I'm not a big Stranger Things nerd, so this is my list. I hope we can all come to an agreement and think it's all just good and dandy, and we can again all agree that Ted deserves to burn in a ditch. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in another video. I don't know what video it will be, but who knows? You'll never know what video it will be, but for you to know when the next video comes out, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Have a great day, everybody.